Hi again, welcome back. I missed last month. I didn't do a video, sorry. If you follow me on Twitter, you know it's because I went to my first con in like years last month, so I was in cosplay hell trying to get all these cosplays together. So I didn't have time to film stuff, which by the way, if you're not already, follow me on Twitter, Lee C Artistry. I'll have it on the bottom of the screen probably, and it's in the description. Follow me for occasional updates on these videos and not so occasional updates on how my sex life is going. Anyway, so I'm back. Hi, it's chapter 2. They're on their honeymoon and Christian was saying, no, don't take your top off, even though it's like a topless beach. And Anna did anyway, and then she fell asleep, and now she is awake again, and Christian is pissed at her, and I get to read yet another fight. Yay! So anyway, Christian's freaking out because they're like being shadowed by security constantly, so he's like, I'm sure they're enjoying the show, and also there's paparazzi, and sure, the paparazzi argument is a valid thing, and I have a whole separate rant stored up about paparazzi culture, and I don't think I'm gonna go into it right now. I think that's a rant for another time, but yeah, so he's just like going on this whole tirade, and he's like, get your things, we're leaving right now. Anna's just over here like, every other woman on the beach is topless. It's not that big a crime. In fact, I look odd with my top on. He's trying to control her so fucking much. Like, he's determined to control what she does with her body, what she wears, who sees what parts of her. Say it with me, folks. That's fine if that's negotiated and agreed upon, and that's part of your kink dynamic, and that's what you both want, and you're both enjoying that control. She never agreed to this. She never agreed to this level of control. She doesn't want this level of control. She feels like she's missing out. Like, the only control that he should have over her is the control that she gives him. That's how you do healthy kink. That's how you do healthy DS. Anything outside of that is just manipulation and abuse, and any control that he tries to take against her will without her consent, that's unhealthy, that's abusive, that's... Also, on a lighter subject, up until now Christian was just wearing his swim trunks, but then he puts on not just a t-shirt, but he like puts on regular shorts over his swim trunks, which like, who does that? I mean, I guess if you're wearing like a Speedo or something, then yeah, put some shorts on to go out on the street, but like, other than that, it's fine. They're just shorts. You can just wear them. Christian leads me into the hotel, through the lobby, and out onto the street. He remains silent, brooding and bad-tempered, and it's all my fault. Honey, no, it's not. This is not on you. This is on him. This is his problem. Oh yeah, and then they're like heading back out to the boat, and so they're in like the motorboat or whatever to get back out to the yacht. Her and Christian and Taylor and their whole like security team or whatever, and Anna is the only, she comments, why am I the only one who has to wear a life jacket? Because, honey, you're a delicate, breakable woman, and all these big, tough men can swim if the boat sinks or whatever. They're gonna be fine, but you're delicate and female, and you have to be protected at all costs. Safety measures are not a gendered thing. Christian and Taylor exchange some kind of look. Geez, is he angry with Taylor too? Of course he is. He's just pissed at everyone. That's Christian Grey. He's just fucking mad at everyone all the time, and he blames everyone for anything that even goes slightly against the exact way that he wants it to go. And we're back to Christian wanting to punish Anna for a real, actual thing that he perceives that she has done wrong, which, you've heard my rants about this before, what this book series does not get, but what is so central to kink is that ultimately it's play. It's fun. It's supposed to be a positive thing for everyone involved. And like, if you're trying to, I don't know, break a habit, and you can build into your DS dynamic. You have to have this such and such punishment whenever you do the habit that you're trying to break. Like, that's great. Hashtag better living through kink. But these kinds of like actual punishments that Christian is bringing in, they're just a way for him to take out his frustration on Anna. That is very, very, very much disguising abuse as kink, and that's horrifying. Okay, here's another repeat rant. Sorry, I think I've run all out of new ones. I think the rest of this book is just gonna be a repeat of the same old bullshit. Here's their exchange. You think I'm going to punish you? Christian's voice is silky. Do you want to? Yes. How? I'll think of something. Maybe when you've had your drink. Christian frowns once more. You want to be? I.e., you want to be punished? Depends, I mutter, flushing. On what? He hides his smile. If you want to hurt me or not. Anastasia, you're my wife, not my sub. I don't ever want to hurt you. You should know that by now. I mean, can you hear what I'm about to say? Do you have it memorized by now? Wife and sub are not mutually exclusive. They never have been. They never will be. Someone can very easily be both. And it's common. Kinky people get married all the time. Kink is not something that happens in, you know, between like strangers in these like dimly lit public dungeons. Actually, no, that does happen sometimes, but that's not the only context in which kink happens. It does not have to be completely separated from loving romantic relationships or marriage or families. Kinky people have kids all the time too, and they keep practicing their kink. I know, that's like scandalous to say or whatever, but kinky people are full people too, and they want families, and they're just like you and me. Kink is not this like dark taboo thing that only ever happens in the shadows. Like, that's such an obsolete, outdated view in this fucking day and age. And also, may I just say, as a sub, if I'm marrying you and I'm going to be in a relationship with you theoretically for the rest of my life, I am marrying you because I want you to want to hurt me, because that is one of my kinks. That covers many of my kinks, but like, clearly Christian enjoys pain play too. Like, he's demonstrated that. We've seen that in the past. Somebody who's going to be compatible with him in a relationship is going to be someone who wants to be hurt by him, and therefore someone who's going to want him to want to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that he's written as comforting Anna by saying, I don't ever want to hurt you, is such a vanilla thing. If this was written by an actually kinky person, he would have said that very differently. This whole series would be very different. Oh my god, okay, it's time for another flashback. E.L. James had to make up like a trashy tabloid website that's based out of Seattle because we don't really have any trashy tabloids that are like specifically based out of Seattle. Like, Seattle is not that kind of city. Like, we don't attract the entertainment kind of celebrities. We're like Amazon and Google and Microsoft, and like, people don't gossip about Microsoft execs or whatever, you know? If you want your trashy celebrity news, you go to the grocery store and you pick up like The Inquirer or People magazine or what the fuck ever. All of those magazines that are probably based out of, I don't fucking know, LA, New York, something like that. But we don't really have a local tabloid. And I don't know why there was the need to make one up. I don't know, maybe it's like a copyright thing and they're not supposed to actually use real magazines in a fictional book or whatever, but Christian is like refusing to sign a prenup, and the whole point of this flashback is to like bring that up again and have them rehash their argument about it on screen for us, the readers. He says, Anastasia, if you leave me, you might as well take everything. You left me once before. I know how that feels. You guys, like, you can enter into a relationship with the loftiest of hopes and all the love in your heart and the hope for the most romantic ending, but you just never know. You have to maintain a little bit of practicality, you know? You're still human beings. Life is still life. It's messy. It's imperfect. Shit happens. Also, the fact that he's so defensive and so angry and just completely not letting himself even entertain the thought of planning for that eventuality. He's just so certain that they're never gonna break up again and they're never gonna get divorced and they're gonna die together or whatever. To me, like, that's this huge red flag of, like, if he can't even bring himself to plan for this one big life thing that might happen, like, what's gonna happen when other big life stuff comes up and he just gets, like, throws a hissy fit and refuses to plan for that too? Like, that's just not a good thing all around. Red flag number whatever, 1052, get the hell out of there. Oh my god, okay, now that I'm reading through their argument properly, I'm not discussing this again. Christian snaps at Carrick. Carrick, remember, is Christian's father, who glances at me nervously and opens his mouth to say something. That's interesting. As soon as Christian gets angry, Christian's dad looks over at Christian's girlfriend, fiance, whatever the fuck. That, to me, says that Carrick is aware that Christian is abusive. And his first instinct when Christian gets mad is to be worried for the woman that Christian is with. That really indicates a past pattern of abuse to me. Like, holy shit, that's a little frightening. Crap, I hope Mr. and Mrs. Grey don't think I'm some kind of gold digger. They're in favor of this. Honey, they're on your side in this argument. Like, don't even. Anyway, so I guess once again they're not really gonna argue, they're just gonna go do something sexy without talking through their goddamn issues yet again. Christian says, I'm going to make an example of you. So I guess we'll see what he has in store. I place my hand in his because quite simply I'd trust him with my life. There's your first mistake. It still bothers me that Christian doesn't let Anna bite her lip because it's too sexy or whatever. Anyone who wants to actively discourage behaviors that they find sexy is not someone who I would ever want to be with. Maybe I'm in the minority there, I don't know. Oh my god, he's gonna tie her up with metal handcuffs. Please don't do this, you guys. Okay. PSA for inexperienced kinksters, metal handcuffs are the worst thing that you can use. They were designed for, you know, arresting criminals, so they're designed to discourage being struggled against. Furry handcuffs, slightly better, I guess. You get a little bit of cushioning from the metal. Still not great. Leather cuffs, you guys. Rope or leather cuffs. Don't use handcuffs. Just fucking don't. It's really easy, especially depending on how intense the play gets, how much you're struggling. It's really easy for them to cut into your wrists to cause you real, actual harm. Leather cuffs or ropes, not handcuffs. I cannot stress that enough. And Christian, having been in the lifestyle for however the fuck many years, really should know that. Yikes. Yikes. No, don't use handcuffs. No. And he's using an airline eye mask. First of all, you're a kinkster with a supposedly well-stocked toy box everywhere you go. Second of all, you're a fucking zillionaire, and you can't afford a $20 leather eye mask or whatever. It doesn't have to be leather, but like, there are blindfolds, eye masks, if you will, that were actually made for kink, and they're gonna be a lot nicer than something you would get on a goddamn airline. What the fuck? Oh my god. These can be quite painful. They can bite into the skin if you pull too hard. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't fucking use them for kink. I mean, okay, if everyone involved is a more advanced kinkster and you like have first aid knowledge and all that shit and it's like risk-aware kink, then sure. That's like, there's very specific circumstances for that, and this is, no. I mean, at least he fucking asks her if she wants to use the handcuffs, which is a rare goddamn thing for him to actually ask consent. We're going to need a safe word. Stop won't be enough because you'll probably say that, but you won't mean it. Okay. Two things. Many things, but two things. First of all, generally in an established DS relationship, it's not like, are we gonna need a safe word for this scene? Okay, let's come up with a safe word. Generally, you just have a safe word that you can pull out any old time you want. In fact, in my experience, you know, being socially kinky and talking to dominant types, a lot of doms expect their subs to have their own safe word that they've just personally picked out for themselves. If you're wondering, yes, I do have one picked out, and then I can just bring that into any play that I do. And you know what? If you're negotiating and you discuss it and stop is gonna be your safe word, great. Stop is your safe word. Fucking Christian Grey, I am going to strangle you. Do not tell Anna you're gonna say stop, but you won't mean it. You don't know that. You can't fucking know that. And also, like, saying stop and not meaning it and, like, therefore needing to have a separate safe word that is not the word stop. Again, it's a kink thing that needs to be pre-negotiated and agreed upon by all parties beforehand. If not, you assume that no means no. You assume that stop means stop. Like, thank heavens I'm married to this man, otherwise this would be embarrassing, because God forbid you get turned on having sex with anyone but your husband. Oh, the scandal. Oh my god, and then she picks a safe word and he teases her for it. Safe words sound dumb because they have to be a random, not kinky, not sexy word that you wouldn't accidentally say in the middle of a scene. So they kind of have to sound stupid. And so, like, it's fine. Let's not tease each other for our safe words. If anyone's wondering, Anna's safe word is popsicle. Good. Yeah. Good functional safe word. Oh my god, he's putting the handcuffs around her ankles too. You guys, please don't do that. Once again, rope or leather cuffs. And also, you can get leather cuffs that are specifically made to fit wrists and ankles. It's much safer. There's much less risk of actual lasting harm. Please be safe. Continuing my PSA, I'm gonna see if I can demonstrate. He's got two pairs of handcuffs. One pair on one ankle, the other pair on the other ankle. Then he has her hug her knees and then puts the other end of each pair on her wrists, so she's tied like this. You can achieve the same effect with a pair of wrist cuffs, a pair of ankle cuffs, and a pair of cuff connectors, which, in fact, let me grab those out and show you right now. This is just gonna be like kink sex ed corner with Lee for a moment. Cuff number 1. Cuff number 2. This is what a cuff connector looks like. Ta-da! Also, there are zillions of instructions on the web and or in rope bondage books about how you can make a pair of handcuffs out of rope. Point being, there's no reason why you need to use metal handcuffs for this at all. Can we, like, please stop calling the G-spot the sweet spot? Like, I just don't like it. I just don't. Also, because there's, like, more than one sweet spot inside a vagina. Okay. Yay, sex scene, blah, blah, blah. Brief scene of when she wakes up later. They're on the move again, on to the next exotic locale. And that's the end of the chapter. Cool. My eyes are watering so bad. I can barely see right now, you guys. I know I've been talking about that a lot this video, but like, wow. I am gonna finish this up and rip these eyelashes off and hopefully do something about that. So that was chapter 2. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around through everything. And I will be back next month. No more cons in the immediate future, so I will most likely be back on a regular monthly schedule. We'll see. I'm kind of traveling a lot this summer, which, I mean, nice, but I don't know. We'll see if I skip any more months in the near future. But until next time, continuing my kink sex ed PSA from before, please remember, yes, pervertibles are a thing. You can sometimes use household objects as kink implements, but that takes a working knowledge of kink and kink safety. So if you are uncertain of something, A, do your research, or B, err on the side of caution and use something that was actually designed for kink use instead. Please stay safe in all of your kinky, pervy endeavors. Cool. Okay. Bye.